The offseason is over. Preseason is also over because we went ahead and sim by that because it is time for the regular season. And in week number 1, we face the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm not nervous. Why, you may ask? Well, because we are the defending Super Bowl champions. But first things first, we got to set a season goal right now. So you can say 7 wins, no, 8 wins, no, 9, 10, 11. Seems pretty easy. Make the playoffs, reach the divisional round, the conference championship, or make it to the Super Bowl. I want to pump the brakes a little bit. Injuries could happen. I'm saying reach the divisional round. We've got to make that happen. Something that I also wanted to point out is that the San Diego Chargers, or the LA Chargers, however you want to view them, relocated, and they are now called the Bats. Yes, B-A-T-S, the Bats. I mean, still Bosa, Melvin Gordon, Henry, all those guys. They did lose their quarterback in Phillip Rivers, so they have Drew Lock as their quarterback out of Mizzou, and their backup quarterback, let's just hope that he never gets in because he's not very good. Now, something I also noticed is that there was a guy named Devin Singletary sitting in free agency, or technically he's on the Cowboys practice squad, but this dude at the FAU is actually really good. I mean, at one point, he led all Division I players with 32 rushing touchdowns in 2017. So I got to go ahead and pick up this guy. I think I'm going to drop Thomas Rawls, get some more youth in the team, and see if this guy gets a little bit of carries here and there. So it's a big game, and rightfully so. We get to start at home at MetLife Stadium, and I'm hyped about that. This team deserves it. Look, Super Bowl champions. Defending Super Bowl champions if you want to get technical, but look, I'm hyped. We got Antonio Brown out there, Big Ben's on his last legs. They still got Le'Veon Bell. They picked up a really good outside linebacker in Devin Bush out of Michigan, so we've got to work it out for us, but I think the offensive line isn't good, and that man right there, Chase Young, and the addition of Reggie Ragland, they are going to cause problems all night long for their offense, and I'm hyped. Antonio Brown, get hyped, but we got some young players that might shut you down today. Look, man, right off the bat, I want to see what this defense has. We're going to send a little bit of a blitz here at Big Ben. Okay, they pick it up pretty easy. That offensive line isn't as trash as I thought they were going to be, and Big Ben, though, might be trash with that throw. I'm hyped to see what our defense can do, though. I mean, Reggie Ragland looks like he's going to be a good fit. Chase Young, I want that dude to get his first sack of his career in this game. That's my goal right now. Get a little bit of pressure, make sure he get that first sack, and that'll be huge. And James Conner actually getting the carry and not Le'Veon, and he only gets a yard. It's 3rd down and 9. Coach Vinny says, look, we blitz on 1st down. We blitz on 2nd down. What do you think we're going to do here on 3rd down? Oh, yeah, we're blitzing again. So 3rd and 9 for Pittsburgh. Big Ben's got James Conner there to protect him. They throw one out to the edge and nearly picked off by Marcus May. And Antonio Brown did not pick that one up. So, okay, we got this ball kicked way back. Henry Ruggs out here going to pick this one up. Fielding it from deep in his own territory. And maybe not the best move for the rookie. He only gets to the 22. Now, I'm really excited to see how this offensive line performs for us. Again, it's not the greatest in the NFL, but it's much improved. And Bryce Love says, if you're going to let me run for 10 yards all game, it's an... Oh, no, Bryce Love is injured. This is the worst way to start the season with our star player getting injured. I mean, the run looked good, and Bryce Love looks distraught on the sideline. This is not going to be good for the Jets. So I think you could say that our first possession is going to change up a little bit in how we call this game plan, because obviously with your main running back going down, you got some problems. So Sam Darnold says, don't mind me, I'm going to go ahead and scramble real quick. He sees a guy, he throws it past the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a flag.
44, illegal forward pass, offense.
And that one's coming back. So after that bad play, we did get some good news. Bryce Love only has muscle cramps, and he's coming back in the game. Look, he got some Gatorade. He's fine. Maybe his off-season conditioning should have been a little bit better, but it is what it is. Now across the middle, Darnold feels a little bit of pressure, and he doesn't find a Nunwa there. I mean, what a weird way to start this drive. Bryce Love goes for 10 yards, gets injured in the first play. Turns out to be muscle cramps, so I'm going to question his toughness a little bit. But then Darnold can't really make a completion, and so here we are, 3rd down, a whole lot of yards. Across the middle, though, Darnold, where are you throwing that one, young fella? Terrell Pryor is wide open. He misses him, and Xavier Woods gets a pick. I mean, wait a second. Sam Darnold, you had such a good rookie season. You're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and then you throw that pass? We can't allow that. No, James Conner gets a carry, and it's a big one for Pittsburgh as he picks up about 13. 1st and 10 again for Pittsburgh. Trying to get that pressure there in the QB, but Patton's going to catch it across the middle, and they got about 8. 2nd and short. It's kind of crazy. Where is Le'Veon been? We don't know if he maybe got injured in the preseason, but it's just weird not to see him in there. But look at this, Reggie Ragland. His first sack is a New York Jet. And that is exactly why we picked up Reggie Ragland. He's going to be a force in the middle, and I'm happy to see him put in work. Now here on 3rd and 9, Big Ben, Conner back in the backfield with him. Little pass across there. It's nearly picked off. And they're actually going to kick a field goal here from the 35. It's about a 52-yarder. Their kicker's going to line up brand new here in Pittsburgh. See if we can get a little bit of pressure off the edge. Rivers is in on the hold. Actually, Phillip Rivers is the backup quarterback in Pittsburgh. Interesting, and the kick is going to be good. That first drive was a wild one. I mean, Bryce Love looked so good, and then he went down. He came back, and then we just couldn't get anything going. So we're going to try to mix things up a little bit here. Bryce Love breaks a tackle, which is good news, but then he loses 7 yards on the same play. So far, the Jets are in for a rude awakening as things are not looking very good for him. So, Darnold again back here. He's got a guy possibly. He's going to try to throw it. He gets hit in that one. Under pressure and an errant pass. This is a big third down. It's third down and a whole lot of yards yet again. It feels like the first drive where it just hasn't looked very good for us, except we didn't get any rushing yards really either in this play. So, Darnold here all the time. Got a guy wide open, and Terrell Pryor. This time he's actually going to hit him perfectly, and Terrell Pryor picks up a lot of yards, 29 to be exact. Maybe it's just the new season starting. Darnold had his nerves going, but finally he threw a pass that was on target. I mean, that was perfectly in stride, and out of the 4 passes he's thrown, that's the only one that's looked like that tonight. So Bryce Love, get us some movement here. Looks like he's a little bit slower than normal, but he does carry everybody for about 9. I'm a little afraid to give Bryce Love too many carries right now because I think he's still nursing from those muscle cramps, and I think he's probably nervous on Matt Breida taking his playing time. So here goes Darnold. Across the middle, he's got a guy in Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs with a nice move, and the young fella keeps his legs turning to the 29. And that was a big moment because that was the first career catch for Henry Ruggs, and I'm expecting big things from the young fella. I mean, we drafted him pretty highly. We need him to put on the show. So back to the play action here. Worked pretty good earlier. See Darnold out here scrambling. Everyone is covered right now. So Darnold says, don't mind me. I'm going to try to get out of bounds. He ends up getting hit, but he picks up 3. 2nd and 7. We're seeing Darnold move under center now for the Jets. He's got Ruggs one-on-one. He's going to toss it, let the young fella go up and get it. And Henry Ruggs got it. Henry Ruggs, his 2nd career catch, his 1st career touchdown. And the Jets are on the board. And the rookie, with one heck of a grab in the red zone. Big-time players make big-time plays. One more look at it here. Darnold with a strike. Put it up for only his guy could get it. Well, technically, Joe Hayden could have got it. But Henry Ruggs, oh, man. I'm going to climb the ladder. I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get myself a touchdown. So Pittsburgh picks up here, and again, they're down 4 points. They've got an opportunity to get a first down, but it's 3rd down and 10 at the moment. So Big Ben back in shotgun, feels a lot of pressure, throws one deeper. Go see Amerson go up. Amerson even gets overthrown on that one, and it's a punt coming up for Pittsburgh. And for those wondering, I did get actually word on what happened to Le'Veon Bell. The report is he actually tore his MCL in the final week of the preseason. So, yeah, we won't be seeing any Le'Veon Bell at all this season, or, you know, just at all. Now, I know a lot of you guys are wondering what exactly happened to Le'Veon Bell. Well, we did get a report that Le'Veon Bell has tore his MCL, and the young fella's out for the entire season. So that's not good news for Pittsburgh. But even with that being said, they have a good young running back in James Conner who's making a name for himself. So if they give him the ball and trust him enough, then he's probably going to end up being pretty good for him. So on 3rd down and 10 at the start of the 2nd quarter, again, this drive hasn't looked super great. Bryce Love didn't look good in that last carry, so we're going to hope that someone can find a way to get open and Darnold can find him. And this pressure comes off the edge super quickly, and Devin Bush, the rookie we talked about earlier, got the first sack of his career. So the 2nd quarter is moving along. Pittsburgh has the ball inside the 40, and they're trying to make sure they get some points on the board again, because since that field goal, they haven't really got much. Now we're going to see a tackle here, missed by Chase Young, and then cleaned up by the defensive tackle. Now we're seeing Big Ben move under center, possibly a run here, could be a play action. We're going to blitz either way. Good run there to Connor. Connor finds some room, and then Avery Williamson says, you got nowhere to run, young fella. A big 3rd down and 12. Pittsburgh could technically maybe make a field goal here, but I think it's going to be a little tough. So we're going to try and get a blitz going. 3rd and 12 with some pressure on Big Ben. He's fielding, he throws it across the middle. It's a dime to Vance McDonald, who gets cleaned up by Marcus May, and it's not a first down. But with that, they do get 12, and they're in field goal territory. So from the 27, Pittsburgh lines up to get a field goal. Phillip Rivers again in on the hole. We're going to try and get a block coming off the edge. Decent pressure, not enough, and Elliott drills it down the middle again. On the last drive, the Jets basically had a punt, which is never a good look, but they've got to be able to establish the run if Darnold's going to get a little bit more creativity. But right now, Bryce Love is getting thrown around like a child. So on 2nd and 10, little play action here. See if we can get him a bite. We got Ruggs wide open. Darnold's going to find him with a nice strike, and we're at the 40. After that nice little play, it's 1st and 10 from the 40. And oh, wait a second. Jeremy Franklin is in a QB. Looks like the Wildcat here. Franklin's going to try to get to the edge. Franklin gets a couple of yards, and he only gets about 3, but still, he shows he's got some legs. You see Darnold coming back in at quarterback here. Little play action fake again. Darnold's feeling pressure. He's got a guy wide open in Terrell Pryor. No one is on Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor says, let me get through here real quick, and he's inside the 25. That's what we wanted to see there. 61 yards already on 2 catches for Terrell Pryor. He's showing that he's back and ready to show that he's a dominant tight end in this league. Whether or not people want to give him credit or not, he's making some plays. So far, it feels like Bryce Love just doesn't quite have it. I mean, maybe those muscle cramps are still, registering with him, but he just hasn't had what we needed him to have so far in today's game. Now he's a little slogan out of there in the halfback screen, and oh boy, Bryce Love down for a loss of 3. So we have 3rd down and 11. Darnold is back at shotgun with Pryor and Love in the back there with him. Steelers have a lot of guys there. Looks like to be a little bit of a bluff. A corner around here by Robbie Anderson. It is nearly picked off there by Artie Burns, but it's dropped. So on 4th down, we're going to go ahead and line up for a field goal here. We need this one to go ahead and count because obviously Pittsburgh has scored 2 in a row, and we're getting a little nervous. So Pittsburgh has the ball about 1:25 left from basically midfield. So we got to make sure we get some pressure on Big Ben and just stop this team. But Juju with a nice grab on the sideline. Big Ben keeps the offense going here with the hurry up. He sits in shotgun again with Connor back there with him. Again, Le'Veon Bell out with an MCL tear. And oh my God, Curse with the grab. But on that play, Jermaine Curse was actually shaken up a little bit for Pittsburgh. No idea on the severity of his injury, but he's out at least for a play or two. So 1:03 left. Almost in the red zone for Pittsburgh. Big Ben feels some pressure, and who else? But Chase Young gets his first career sack, and Pittsburgh calls a timeout. 2nd and 18. Big Ben's there. Avery's going to run to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he might be faking the blitz, but Big Ben doesn't really understand that. Ball's out here to the corner to Antonio Brown, who's opening the coverage, and he's out at the 11. But they say they were actually short. Little home field advantage here for us. So it's 3rd and inches right now. We're going to try and get a blitz going in case they do a halfback draw. Williamson's there. He's going to try to get through. Coming off the edge is David Bass, who forces what looks like a fumble, but they say it's an incomplete pass instead. So on 4th and inches, Pittsburgh again lining up for a field goal. It will be their 3rd of the game if it actually goes in. So Phillip Rivers again in on the hold. Jake Elliott lining up for the kick. This is going to be close. That one is down the middle again. Pittsburgh's only down 1 right before halftime. Darnold's thrown an interception. He's also thrown a touchdown. And with 44 seconds left, he just wants to throw the touchdown and not the interception here to extend our lead going in halftime. Now Darnold's out here rolling. He's got an arm. He throws it deep, and Clive Walford of all people is going to hold it at the 31. What a throw and what a grab. In what felt like a long shot to get some points on the board, Clive Walford just changed that wholeheartedly. So across the middle, we got a guy wide open at Philip Dorsett. He's super fast, and he's going to be down at the, the 3, but he fumbles. Dorsett has fumbled on the 3. But wait a second. Pump the brakes. There's going to be a review on the play. So we have to feel pretty good here. I mean, Dorsett's knee is down. I think his elbow's down. One more look at it here in slow motion. Still has control. The knee goes down, and then the ball comes loose. I think this one's getting overturned. So fantastic news, obviously, for Jets fans as the play was overturned. Thank you, refs, for actually getting a call right in the NFL. So 20 seconds left from the 3. Darnold drops back. He's feeling a little pressure. He throws one. He had Ruggs wide open, but he ran into his own guy. Darnold again, 2nd and goal, makes a small adjustment on the line. Drops back. He's got a couple of guys here. He sees a guy across the middle, and again, 2 guys run into one another, and it's incomplete. Darnold wanted Quincy Enunwa there. It just didn't happen. They would give the ball to Bryce Love, but Bryce Love is definitely nursing that injury, so we want to be cognizant of that and obviously not give him the ball a little too much when he's, again, hurt yet again. So 3rd and goal from the 3. Darnold's back, feels the pressure, and Darnold takes the sack. They're going to call the timeout left with about 3 seconds left, and it's a field goal and what should have been a touchdown for New York. It's disappointing to see a field goal when they had 2 wide open guys in the end zone, but their routes ran into one another. And to settle for 3 instead of 7. So going into halftime, we know that we should be up a lot more than what we are, but still, the defense has played good. They haven't given up a touchdown yet. We just got to hope that holds true in the second half, but that our offense picks up the pace. At the start of the second half, we've got our guy back here, Henry Ruggs. Now, can he get some good return yardage here? He's going to get to the edge, and he almost keeps it up. Now, the word from the locker room is that during halftime, Bryce Love got some much-needed treatment, and he's feeling pretty much 100%, about 90 to 95% is what the trainers are telling us, so we're hoping we see a little bit more of that. And okay, Bryce Love, okay, he's breaking tackles. We haven't seen that for at least a couple of plays. 2nd and 9 after Bryce Love gets a tough yard at that. Darnold's here. He's got a guy across the middle. He's going to flow one over here to Henry Ruggs, and Henry Ruggs making moves again with another grab. So far, so good. Henry Ruggs has been worth every single penny to get that pick that we got. Now a 4-point lead here, 46-yard line. Darnold's going to hand it off to who else but Bryce Love. Bryce Love finally gets some room, and we see him get about 8 or 9, and he's not injured. And like I mentioned earlier, if the running game is working, if Bryce Love is at tip-top shape, this Jets team is going to be tough to stop. Weapons all over the field, a young quarterback that's, into his game. I feel pretty good. Now here's Bryce Love, trying not to outrun his blockers, and he does get just enough for the first. But wait a second. That looks like a first down to me, but they're saying that he didn't. So Bryce Love says, okay, just go ahead and give me the ball real quick, coach, and watch me go to work. So Darnold's going to hand it off to him. Coach Feeney sees something through, and Bryce Love says, okay, coach, you see me? I got the first. First and 10 here for Darnold. Play action's been working pretty strongly tonight. Darnold's going to roll out a little bit. Looks like it might have been a bootleg, but Darnold says, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real quick. And Darnold goes out of bounds prematurely, though, when he could have had the first. Second and only a small amount of yards here. Little halfback toss to Bryce Love. He's trying to get to the edge, looking for a block. He does get the block, and more importantly, he absolutely got the first. Got a new set of downs. We're in the red zone. Things are looking pretty solid here in week 1. The offense has been struggling. Darnold tries to get rid of it, but he can't even get rid of it as Bryce Love is no match for Cameron Hayward. It's never good to take a sack, but it's even worse to take a sack at this part of the field. So Darnold has to make something happen here. He's got his guy deep. He's going to try to get to Robbie Anderson, and Anderson bobbles it. Artie Burns is going to get the pick, the second of the day there for Sam Darnold. It's unfortunate, but Pittsburgh has the ball at the 10. That was the first possession of this half. We were having an amazing drive there, such a good drive, and then it just went all down the drain. So James Conner trying to run here for Pittsburgh, and he goes nowhere. Now David Bass at the tackle last time on James Conner. We're trying to get another blitz in here against Pittsburgh. Big Ben looks like he goes to a halfback draw again. Same side, and David Bass, same result with the tackle. So far, the defense has at least held up their job. It is week 1. The offense can be slow at times, but I'm happy to see how well the defense is performing. So 3rd and 9 from their own 11. Pittsburgh has the ball. Darren Lee's going to be back in coverage, watching Connor underneath. Looking for the deeper passes. This ball's thrown to a quick check down to Connor, and he's lit up by Lee for no first down. Part of that last drive was really, really good, and the last part of it, or the end of that drive, was not so great. And I don't really pin that on Sam Darnold. That's more on Robbie Anderson. He kind of got alligator arms there and just couldn't hold the ball in. And because he couldn't hold the ball in, obviously we see a pick after a tip drill over there with Artie Burns getting it, Pittsburgh getting the ball back. But then our defense, of course, stepped up like they have been all game and shut him down. Now, in that last play, we saw Matt Breida end up getting his first reception of the game. It's good to see him involved in the pass game a little bit as we give Bryce Love a couple of breathers because we do not want to let this young dude get injured yet again. But the big thing for this drive is that Sam Darnold just does not turn the ball over. So here he goes, dropping back. A little bit of pressure coming off the edge. He's going to try to throw in deep. He's got Anderson. Anderson has it, and they say it's incomplete. I mean, that partially feels like he got robbed. I thought he had both feet down, but apparently he only got one. He maintained possession of the ball, but in the NFL, as you guys know, you need 2 feet, not 1. So Darnold here gets hit as he throws it. Had a guy come open after that, but it's 4th down. So this game has definitely been a defensive battle all game long. The game separated by 4 points. Only 1 touchdown has been scored, and that was by the rookie Henry Ruggs earlier. And now Big Ben is throwing a lame duck to basically no one. On 2nd and 10, we're going to see if we can fake a little bit of a blitz here to Pittsburgh with Connor back in protection. Got Lee and Williamson both dropping back in coverage this time. Quick pass out to the edge. It is nearly picked off by Tremaine Johnson. So 3rd and 4, we're going to do a little bit of press coverage here. Big Ben has no one to protect him in the backfield. He's all by himself. Couple little play fakes there. Quick pass out to the edge. Connor's going to grab that one. What a beautifully designed play. Right now, the passing game is looking really good for Pittsburgh. They're in rhythm. Things are looking pretty good, and they're clicking. Ben again trying to keep this momentum going. Drops back, throws it away this time. This drive has been off to a really good start for Pittsburgh right now. Oh, and someone moved. Might have been David DeCastro on that one. And Coach Vini says, oh, you better call that on them and not us.
Ball start, offense.
And just like we wanted, we got the benefit of the doubt. We got the call. DeCastro moved on that one early. So 2nd and 15 for Pittsburgh. Again, Big Ben all by his lonesome in the middle. He's going to throw one out there and it's picked off. Tremaine Johnson's got it. Big Ben, the big fella's going to try to catch up to him. Tremaine Johnson says, we'll get your ankle checked, Big Ben. You're 38. Now we're seeing Pierre Garçon out here running down Johnson, and he brings him down at the 12. But what a move and what a pick. That was a big play by Tremaine Johnson because Pittsburgh was poised to get a touchdown. And if they scored, I don't know if our offense was in shape to go down the field and get a touchdown on the road to win this game. So from the 12, with a halfback toss here to Bryce Love. He's got all the room in the world. He runs over Morgan Burnett to the 4. I know Bryce Love has been dinged up a little bit, but that looked like the Bryce Love that we wanted to draft, and that when he's healthy, he's mostly been. So 2nd and 2. Give the ball to Bryce Love through the middle, and Bryce Love is in. He gets a touchdown of his own. Darnold's got one. They threw to Henry Ruggs. Bryce Love gets into the end zone again. And now we're going to have a nice 11-point lead after the extra point. An 11-point lead, about a little over 4 minutes left. The Steelers, well, they've got a lot of work to catch up to us at the moment. So James Conner's going to be out here. We're going to try to stack him. And oh no, this one is almost picked off by Trey Waynes. So close. I mean, that's really one of the few times we've seen Trey Waynes tested today. And he had it. He just dropped it at the last second. So pass out here is going to go to Washington. Washington's going to catch that one. David Bass eventually brings him down after the broken tackle. This defense has got to come up pretty big right now. See if we get some pressure off the edge. Chase Young looking to get some moves in there on Big Ben. This ball's going to be thrown out to Washington again. Back-to-back grabs on opposite sides of the field. Defensively, we've looked fantastic all game. Haven't given up a single touchdown all afternoon. But right now, we're looking a little suspect. So 11-point lead is kind of on the verge of shrinking. They're going to run the ball to Connor here. Connor finds a little bit of a gap. He's going to keep his momentum up, and we finally bring him down. 2nd and 9 for Pittsburgh after a 1-yard carry there by James Conner. They're going to put Schuster in a little bit of a movement. Ragland tries to come in, but Chase Young gets his 2nd sack of the game. In the first game of his career, in the season opener, Chase Young has not 1, but 2 sacks today, and I could not be more proud of the young player out of Ohio State. So 30-14 here for Pittsburgh. Got a couple guys here on movement. They throw a dot to Washington. We move the wrong way, and Washington is in, and Pittsburgh has cut the lead. James Washington absolutely destroyed us on that drive. So here, Pittsburgh's makes it a 1-score game. They're going to try to get an extra point, a 2-point conversion here to make it just a field goal. So Big Ben throws one, we have no one on Vance, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. Now Pittsburgh is going to avoid kicking this one onside. They're going to actually kick it deep. Got Henry Ruggs in here looking for a big return. He's going to find it as he's down at about the 30. Bryce Love started this game on the struggle bus. He then got injured, and then he was on the struggle bus for a while longer. But since then, he's actually been pretty good. In the second half, I've been really proud with how he's ran the ball. But what I'm getting at is with 1:50 left, we've already made Pittsburgh use 1 timeout. We need a first down, and to do that, we need Bryce Love to just make sure he gets some big gains here. Emerson's trying to get to the edge. He's going to stop on a dime. Jukes one guy out of his shoes, but didn't fool the second one. This is an incredibly important 3rd down. 3rd and 7. We get a first down here. Pittsburgh, this game's basically a wash. If we don't, we're in trouble. And who are we going to trust? Terrell Pryor? But he can't grab that one. I think you could have seen potentially a penalty there, but we didn't get the benefit of the doubt, so we're going to be forced to punt it. Edwards is going to line up. Haven't really seen much of him today. Kicks it out here deep, bouncing at the 10 and into the end zone. Last time Pittsburgh had pretty good field position. This time, though, not so much. So it's a 3-point lead for us. Our offense could not get the job done, and we left Pittsburgh with 1 timeout because we didn't get that passing conversion. And this ball's thrown deep over the top. We're going to see Marcus May. He's come up big so many times for us in his young career, and he gets a big interception to seal this game. The minute 26, we got to make sure we run the ball and protect the ball. So Bryce Love looking for some yards, and he gets about 5. Pittsburgh used it last time out here. Again, we're trying to fight for a little bit of yards. Bryce Love through the middles and trying to push the pile. Bryce Love goes through and he gets a big chunk, sealing this victory. It was not pretty. It was downright ugly, to be perfectly honest, but the Jets are going to walk out of here with a big victory thanks to that catch by Henry Ruggs. Recapping the passing game, Big Ben didn't really have a great game, and Sam Darnold might have actually had a worse game. 2 interceptions, one of which I think was his fault, the second one not so much. He's got to do better, but it was the first game. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. On the ground, Bryce Love started off horrible, and then he got better in the second half when I think the muscle cramps finally wore off. He ended up getting 1 touchdown, 19 attempts for 76 yards, and James Conner, well, he's got a tough season ahead of him if he keeps running like this. In the air, James Washington didn't do a lot until the final drive or 2, and then he absolutely went ham, getting 4 for 79 and 1 touchdown. Henry Ruggs, though, passing game for us wasn't great, and we can blame Darnold somewhat on that, but 4 grabs for him, 82 yards, and 1 touchdown. I am excited to see this young fella play in the weeks to come. And defensively, I think the guy that should probably win MVP for us was Marcus May. 5 tackles, he got the game-sealing interception, and I'm really happy about that, but I'm also happy about Chase Young. 4 tackles, 2 of them being for a loss, and 2 sacks on the day. What a way to start your career for the young rookie. It was a week to remember in some ways, and then in others, it was a week to absolutely forget. But it doesn't matter. The box score still says we're 1-0, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. But going into the next few weeks, Sam Darnold has to play better, Bryce Love has to be healthy, and we have to find ways to get the ball in Henry Ruggs' hands because he's going to be a problem for defenses around the league.